Albus Dumbledore spent his final years planning his own murder. He did not want to win a war. He wanted to destroy the most dangerous object in history. He failed. His failure leaves the wizarding world sitting on a ticking time bomb. The Elder Wand is not a tool. It is a siren. This splinter of violent history has left a trail of corpses for centuries. Every wizard who held it, from Antioch Peveril to the dark wizard Loxias, was consumed by it. We know little of Loxias, other than that he killed for the wand and died the same way. He left behind a legacy of blood so toxic that history barely records his name. Consider Grigorovich, the wand maker who lived in constant terror because every ambitious duelist in Europe hunted him for that prize. These men were not masters. They were vessels. They sought power and were mastered by their own greed. Albus Dumbledore was the only man who understood the cost of that wood. He spent his life running from the temptation, haunted by the blood of his sister Ariana and the arrogance of his own youth. People call Dumbledore the greatest wizard of his age. In his final years, he played a game far more dangerous than fighting Voldemort. He played a game against history. He tried to kill a legend. To understand the stakes, look back to 1899. A young, ambitious Dumbledore stood at a crossroads with Gellert Grindelwald. They were obsessed with the Hallows. They wanted to be the masters of death. That hunger led to tragedy. For the rest of his life, Dumbledore viewed the Elder Wand as a contagion. He knew the wand does not serve the righteous. It serves the strong. It demands violence. To own it is to be a target. To use it is to invite your own destruction. By 1997, Dumbledore had a plan. It was cold and focused on ending the cycle. He theorized that if he died at the hands of Severus Snape, a confidant acting under his specific instructions, the chain of command might break. It was a scholarly gamble. He hoped that a non-combative death would prevent the wand from triggering its violent allegiance. He believed that if he died without the spirit of conquest, the wand would wither away. It would become a simple stick of wood, stripped of its status. Dumbledore made a fatal error. He thought he could outsmart the wand with logic. He failed to account for its chaotic, sentient instinct for conflict. The Astronomy Tower provides proof of his failure. As Dumbledore stood weakened and disarmed, he watched his life work unravel. He assumed Snape would be the final vessel for the power to die. Instead, a terrified Draco Malfoy disarmed the headmaster. The wand did not care about Dumbledore's noble intentions. It did not care about his plans. It recognized a victor. The allegiance shifted to Draco, and the cycle of blood grew stronger. Suddenly, the weapon meant to be neutralized became the ultimate prize in Voldemort's arsenal. This is the tragedy of the Elder Wand. It is an inheritance no one asks for, yet everyone is doomed to carry. Some fans believe Dumbledore manipulated events so Harry would become the master of all three Hallows. They argue he saw Harry as the only soul pure enough to hold the power without corruption. The evidence suggests something more desperate. Dumbledore was not gifting Harry a superpower. He was placing the burden of the world's most dangerous object onto the only person he trusted to throw it away. When Harry disarmed Draco at Malfoy Manor, he became the master of the Elder Wand. He did not ask for it. He did not want it. But the wand chose him. In the final confrontation, Harry did what no master had done before. He used it to repair his own broken Hollywand, and then made a choice that defied centuries of wizarding tradition. He returned the Elder Wand to Dumbledore's tomb. This moment represents the turning point of the wizarding world. Harry and Dumbledore shared a belief that if the master lives out their life and dies naturally, the wand's power dies with them. But the truth remains buried in the lore. We do not know if that is true. It is an unverified hope, a gamble. Is the Elder Wand bound by the morality of its owner, or is it merely waiting? Does it lose its power if its master dies peacefully,
Or is it lying in wait for the next person to disturb its rest? We have no precedent for a peaceful end to the wand's history. Every known master died in violence or fear.
Dumbledore spent his life trying to outsmart a weapon that feeds on human pride. He failed to break the chain, so he passed the burden to Harry. Harry tried to bury the problem under feet of stone and silence.
The Elder Wand rests in a tomb, silent and inert. For those who know its history, the silence brings no comfort. It is a terrifying question. In the world of the Hallows, death is never the end. It is only a pause. Somewhere, someone is already dreaming of the power that lies beneath that tomb, waiting for the day they decide the cycle is worth starting all over again.